It's a hot and humid night in the heart of the CFL Southern Division. It's the Shreveport Pirates and the Baltimore Stallions. 2/3 of this year's CFL regular season is history, and the action is yet to let up. Electrifying offense and punishing defense combine to create heart-stopping excitement. Now the heat will be turned up even more as the playoffs loom just around the corner. Some teams will be there, others will not. And now is the time when teams will play themselves into one of those categories. Seasons will be made or laid to rest in the next few games, and visions of postseason glory possibly played out with every snap of the football. The edge of your seats, that's all you need as the CFL cranks it up right here on the Deuce. From Independence Stadium in Shreveport, Louisiana, it's a Southern Division matchup as the Baltimore Stallions take on the Shreveport Pirates. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Shreveport and our coverage of the Canadian Football League on ESPN2. I'm Gus Johnson, and when you talk about the Southern Division, you've got to talk about the Shreveport Pirates and the Baltimore Stallions. When you look at Baltimore, they're the class team in the Southern Division at 9-3 on the season. Last year, they finished at 14-7 and advanced to the Grey Cup. Meanwhile, Shreveport at 4-8. They continue to get quality efforts from this squad. Forrest Gregg definitely making his team give quality efforts on the football field. Meanwhile, joining me now, my partner, Darren Nelson. And Darren, when you look at this team, there's no question that Baltimore is the class act, but Shreveport, with the playoffs right around the corner, you can never really count them out.
Well, that's true. And right now, Baltimore is 9-3, and they want to keep their momentum going. But Shreveport thinks they're still in it. They're 4-8, and they think they can realize some real good victories right here at the end of the season and then move on.
And when you talk about this Baltimore squad, obviously Tracy Ham and Chris Armstrong, one of the best quarterback to wide receiver combinations in the league. But defensively, they've got a guy that's really been doing a good job. Alfred Payton, the guy out of Grambling.
Alfred Payton is 6'1", 203 pounds. No, excuse me, 230 pounds. He's a little bigger than I thought. But I tell you what, he's got a lot of speed. He's got a lot of quickness. He has 15 sacks right now, and he used to play here. So he knows their offense a little bit, so they may have to change some things up for him.
Meanwhile, for Shreveport, they've been getting some great production out of their tailback, Martin Patton, 6'1", 203, and he's putting up some quality numbers this year.
Yes, he is. He's putting up some real quality numbers. He's fourth in the league right now with 650 yards rushing. But I tell you what, the big thing about Patton is that he scores 12 touchdowns so far this year. And I tell you what, they're going to need some touchdowns out of him today to stay close.
Meanwhile, it is Military Appreciation Night here in Shreveport, and we're going to keep you abreast of all the activities, including a very special one right now. One of the highlights of Military Appreciation Night, the flyby by the B-52 bomber, and all this evening we'll be highlighting some interesting people who surround today's Military Appreciation Night. Meanwhile, the coaches for this game for Baltimore, Don Matthews, the 5th winningest coach in CFL history, has a 119-69-1 overall record, 112-62-1 during the regular season. This is his 18th year as a coach in the Canadian Football League. Meanwhile, on the other sideline, Forrest Gregg, legendary NFL player with the Green Bay Packers under Vince Lombardi, also coached for years in the NFL with Cincinnati, Green Bay, and Cleveland. His 3rd season, 12-34-0, and his team has struggled as this franchise has tried to get themselves off the ground, but they continue to play hard every time they get out on the football field. So Shreveport won the toss. They will be receiving the football. Kicking off for Baltimore is Josh Miller, and this game is underway from Independence Stadium. And we get a mix-up rather on the kickoff. And Shreveport will go down early at the 15-yard line. Travis Cozart running the football. Offensively for Shreveport, this is how they break down Martin Patton, the 4th leading rusher in the CFL at tailback, and Freeman Basinger returns to the lineup. He's also at the top of the standings in the CFL in all-purpose yardage this season. Billy Joe Tolliver, the quarterback for the Shreveport Pirates, and there are his numbers on the season. His first year here in the CFL, his last team in the NFL was the Houston Oilers, and he's passing on first down to the near side, incomplete, intended for Wayne Walker. Now, don't pay any attention to the green line on the football field. They had a high school game here yesterday and had to bring in the sidelines for the high school games. As you know, the dimensions for Canadian football is a whole lot different than the dimensions for the high school, college, or National Football League. CFL field is a little wider and longer. 2nd down and 10 from the 15 for Billy Joe, and he's operating out of the shotgun. Plenty of time. Underneath, and it's intercepted. This is Matt Goodwin inside the 30-yard line. Last year's CFL Rookie of the Year with the big interception, and already Shreveport turning over the football, Darren.
And Billy Joe had plenty of time to throw on that play, but Matt Goodwin kind of snuck up on him a little bit. As you can see, there's no one even around Billy Joe Tolliver. He steps up like his wide receiver is wide open. Goodwin steps in the way.
So Billy Joe Tolliver throws the interception, his 10th interception of the year, and this guy is a football player here. Matt Goodwin, last year's CFL Rookie of the Year. He led this team in total tackles last season. On first down, Mike Pringle carrying the ball, and he goes down immediately. Tackle made for Shreveport by Mario Perry. Offensively for the Stallions, Mike Withacombe replaces Sharp Pordanish. He's been the most consistent offensive lineman on this team this year. Mike Pringle back in the lineup after taking a week off with an injured hamstring, and Shannon Culver and Chris Armstrong coming off great games against Birmingham. Culver tied a team record with 7 receptions, and Chris Armstrong got his first 100-yard game last week. And here's Tracy Ham passing, has a completed pass. Reggie Perry close to the 15-yard line, goes out of bounds. Tracy Ham also with a great game last week. We'll talk about his numbers in a moment. Meanwhile, defensively for Shreveport, they've been pretty active up front. Alex Mash returns to the lineup. Meanwhile, Ben Williams leads the team with 8 sacks. A lot of new linebackers, Shelton Zingo and Perry. Meanwhile, Harold Nash and Reggie Carthon are the most experienced secondary people for the squad. They've had a lot of shuffling in their secondary due to injuries on the year. First down and 10 from the 15, and they give it to Pringle on the draw play, and Mike Pringle gets tackled in the backfield once again by Mario Perry.
I tell you what, Perry's playing very well right now. I tell you what, that's what they're going to have to do on defense. They're going to have to stop Pringle because he's averaging over 150 yards a game. They need to shut him down.
Mario Perry, a second-year player out of the University of Massachusetts, has 17 tackles on the year and 1 fumble recovery. And for Shreveport, it's kind of been a tough situation because they've had so many guys going in and out of the lineup, especially defensively. 2nd and 15. Here's Ham going in the end zone, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Robert Drummond. And it looks like this will be pass interference called against the Pirates. Will White, rookie out of the University of Florida, covering Drummond on the play.
Will White did everything well on that play except for one thing. He forgot to turn around and defend the ball. You see him running right there, just runs right into the wide receiver. He has to turn around and defend the ball.
So they will spot the ball at the 1-yard line. So with 11 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Baltimore already has the ball on the Shreveport 1. Mike Pringle, the lone setback, and you know who's going to get the ball, and Pringle gets in the end zone for the touchdown. Mike Pringle, his 11th touchdown of the season, his 11th rushing touchdown, and the Baltimore Stallions take an early 6-0 lead.
Here you're going to see Pringle running behind big Subas, Mike Subas, and Mark Dixon plows into the end zone right there. They're going to have to stop these guys early tonight just to keep some momentum going tonight.
Mike Pringle, who's been having problems with his hamstrings, just decided to take a week off last week against Birmingham as the Stallions went on to win it 28-20. Extra point good by Carlos Huerta, one of the most productive, if not the most productive kicker in the CFL. So Baltimore takes a 7-0 lead, 11:32 remaining in the first quarter. We'll have more from Independence Stadium right after this. Across America, AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And welcome back to Independence Stadium, where the Baltimore Stallions have taken an early 7-0 lead over Shreveport. Mike Pringle getting in the end zone for his 11th touchdown of the year.
Mike Pringle's going to run behind Mark Dixon and a big Nick Subius. You see him dive up over the air there and gets the ball, breaks the plane, and he scores his 11th touchdown, moving him into 3rd place in the CFL this year.
That looks like a guy that I know named Darren Nelson when he played for the Minnesota Vikings.
I didn't do too much diving.
And here's Fred Ward. Fumbles the football at the 30-yard line, but gets a lucky bounce as a Pirate jumps on it. Looks like that's Terry Smith at the bottom of the pile coming up with the football. Defensively for Baltimore, Alfred Payton, we talked about him, but Gerald Bayless, number 98, was the most outstanding player defensively in the CFL in 1993. Linebackers O.J. Brigance playing in his 58th straight CFL contest. He has not missed a game in his entire 5-year career, and Irv Smith has moved over from right cornerback to left cornerback. He's one of the best in the business. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line, and this is Patton, and Patton met at the line of scrimmage, and he'll be dragged backwards. O.J. Brigance leading the way for Baltimore along with Alfred Payton.
O.J. Brigance had a lot of penetration on that play, and Payton's got to learn to move to kind of sidestep that a little bit. Right now, Brigance running down the line of scrimmage, no one really assigned to block him, and he makes a tackle. Payton also went on that play.
Loss of 1 makes it 2nd down and 11 from the 29-yard line. Tolliver operating out of the gun this time. Tolliver throwing it down the sideline, has a receiver, and it's incomplete. Intended for Curtis Mayfield on the play.
And Mayfield had a chance to come up with that ball. I think he thought he was a little bit too close to the sidelines. He had his hands on the ball, though. Had the chance to come up with it.
Irv Smith defensively for Baltimore, and we talked about Smith a moment ago. He had to move from right cornerback to left cornerback. He's had 5 different cornerbacks opposing him on the season, playing rather with him on the season. 5 different guys on the other side, and it's been tough for Irv, but he appreciates having a chance to be out here playing football. I had a chance to talk to him while I worked in D.C., and he attended the University of Maryland. So here's Chris Wright, the return specialist for Baltimore, getting outside, and he's dumped at the 50-yard line. Travis Cozart with the tackle. Chris Wright leads the CFL in all-purpose yardage on the season. As a matter of fact, Baltimore has the number 1 and number 2 guy, Darren, Chris Wright and Mike Pringle at all-purpose yardage. Chris
Wright actually took advantage of the fact that Pringle didn't play last week and snuck up on him and passed him by 1 yard last week.
Last week, Wright against Birmingham, 181 all-purpose yards. They're really high on this rookie out of Georgia Southern. So Tracy Ham takes over, first down from the 51-yard line. Great field position for this team again. Ham to the far side. Robert Drummond with the reception at midfield. Chris Zingo and Mario Perry there for the tackle. Robert Drummond, a former 3rd-round pick by the Philadelphia Eagles. Played 4 years in the National Football League. Doing a good job here in the CFL. 7th leading rusher in Syracuse history when he played for Coach Dick McPherson at Syracuse. Gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down and 4 for the Stallions at midfield. Ham moving out of the pocket under pressure. Dumps it off, and it's caught. This This is Armstrong, and Armstrong fumbles the football. It goes out of bounds inside the 20, and the referees say that the last team to touch it was Shreveport, so they will get the football.
That's right. The Shreveport defensive back knocked the ball out of his arms. The ball goes out of bounds. The last person to touch the ball gets the word of the ball. You see him going up to make a very nice catch here, and then you see that defensive back reach his arm around and knock it out. Ball rolls out of bounds. First down, Shreveport.
Great play by Brandon Hamilton.
Brandon Hamilton makes a real good play here, catches the ball, but then again, he didn't put the ball away. Brandon Hamilton comes and knocks it out. You got to put that ball away.
So the Pirates get a break after Billy Joe Tolliver threw an interception on his first possession of the game. Baltimore plus 11 giveaway takeaway. On first down, here's Patton going through the hole, and Martin Patton gets up to the 25-yard line, tackled by Matt Goodwin. Martin Patton, 627 yards rushing on the year on 128 carries, averaging close to 5 yards per carry this season. 11 touchdowns. And he's also a threat catching the football out of the backfield. He gains 8 on that play. Second down and 7. To the far side, incomplete. Pass intended for Wayne Walker. There defensively for Baltimore, Doug Kraft, who just signed on Monday after being cut by the Indianapolis Colts.
And right now, the Pirates' offense is just really off balance. They're not doing anything right now. They come out their first series throwing an interception, then on that timing pattern to Wayne Walker, Billy Joe Tolliver way out in front on that pass.
Billy Joe Tolliver has to leave the field once again, and that brings on the punting unit for Shreveport. This is Robbie Keane, third in the CFL, averaging 44 yards per punt. Good snap, gets it off. Towards the far side, this is Wright inside his own 40. Turns it upfield, and finally, gang tackle inside the 35-yard line. Leading the way, Reggie Carthon. 7:42 remaining in the first quarter, 7-0 Baltimore. And don't forget, starting tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, great day of college football, starting with College Game Day. And at 12:30, number 17 ranked Arizona takes on Illinois. 6:30, it's the 11th ranked Michigan Wolverines versus Boston College. And at 9:30, San Diego State and BYU. That's college football tomorrow on ESPN. Back at Independence Stadium, and the score is 7-0 Baltimore. The number 1 team in the Southern Division at 9-3 on the year, and they're taking on the Shreveport Pirates, who are winners of only 4 games on the season. Tracy Ham, the 9-year veteran out of Georgia Southern. Great game for him last week, throwing for a season-high 315 yards and 2 touchdowns. First down from his own 36. They set up the screen on the far side. This is Perry breaking through. Reggie Perry gets up to the 50-yard line, and he's down inside the 50 at about the 49 of Shreveport.
Reggie Perry, following some great blocking on the screen, going down the field, makes some nice moves to pick up a real nice gain on that play.
Reggie Perry with a lot of versatility. He played for USC, was a quarterback, also a tight end and a tailback in college.
You know what? If you're a quarterback, you must know all the defenses out there. There are no excuses.
So a big gain for Reggie Perry. That makes it 1st and 10 from the Pirates' 49-yard line. Here's Pringle. Pringle with a little room up the middle, and he's tackled by Chris Zingo. And from looking at Mike Pringle and studying him a little bit, Darren, what makes him such a special back in this league?
I think the thing that really makes him so special is that he's 6'1", and he's real tough. Not only that, but he runs straight ahead. He runs people over. He doesn't move around now. And after a while, especially late in ball games, people start laying that wood on other people. Guys start moving out of the way. You start picking up those big yards.
Gain of 2, second down and 8 from the 47. Ham throwing over the middle and broken up at the last moment. Good-looking play by Will White.
It looked like that ball was tipped by Mark Dixon to me, though. You see Tracy Ham going back to pass, and now it looks like number 64, Mark Dixon. Yeah, he did get a finger on that ball. Tips it away.
Will White, his first CFL season, 25 years old, rookie out of the University of Florida. Gators ranked 4th in the nation this year, and they have a big contest coming up in Gainesville tomorrow with Tennessee. This ball heading into the end zone. Pirates down it, and in the CFL, that is a single point. Will Covington donning the football for Shreveport, but there is a flag on the play. Probably will be a no yards penalty. So Baltimore puts another point on the board. We'll take a listen to the officials as they try to sort this one out.
That was too close.
Billy Joe Tolliver, the captain.
I know.
And we'll sort this thing out when we get back. 5:47 remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 Baltimore. Back in Shreveport, taking a look at Ben Williams, who will have a special feature for you coming up at halftime. He's a very colorful player, and he also is a pretty good one, too. He leads his team in sacks with 8. So the single point does stand for the Stallions. They lead the game 8-0 here in the first quarter of play.
He's also got something real colorful on his nose. It looks like a personalized Breathe Right strip on his nose.
Now, what are these Breathe Right things?
Well, they're supposed to open your nostrils so that you breathe better. Now, why a defensive lineman would need to breathe better, I don't know, but it works, I guess.
I tell you, man, that guy must be the guy that came up with that. He's probably making millions of dollars now because that's a popular looking deal.
Yeah, it's a real popular deal right now. I tell you what, and their stock isn't doing too bad either, being in that business.
Darren Nelson, who moonlights at a brokerage firm, he would know about that. First down and 10 for the Pirates at their own 35-yard line. Martin Patton straight ahead, and he's tackled at the 40. Bottom of the pile, Gerald Bayless, 11th year player out of Southern Mississippi. And when it comes to running the football, this Shreveport team, they do a really good job. They're averaging close to 90 yards rushing per game. Only offensively, they're averaging only 290 yards in total offense, but Martin Patton has done a good job of working with what he has in terms of space. Here's Billy Joe Tolliver stepping up in the pocket, gets to the 50-yard line, make it to 52, and he picks up the first down.
Look at Billy Joe Tolliver run on this play. And the reason I'm laughing is because when I played with Billy Joe in San Diego, he weighed about 245 pounds, but he moved that body down the field that time.
Here's a reverse angle.
Here's a reverse angle of Billy Joe with the football. Look at those quick feet there. Pulls the ball down. He never would have done that at 245 pounds in San Diego. Actually dives forward for some extra yards.
Billy Joe Tolliver, 215 pounds now. He picks up the first down from the 51. And they keep the ball on the ground. Martin Patton once again, his 4th carry of the game.
You know, Gus, there are quite a few players that I've actually played with down here. Wayne Walker is one of those guys. Anthony Shelton, one of their defensive backs. And, of course, Billy Joe Tolliver.
Gain of 3 for Martin Patton. So far, 4 rushes for 14 yards. So a long 2nd down and 7. They sent 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Tolliver looks like it was deflected at the line of scrimmage, and Grant Carter must have been the guy to do it. He's celebrating as the punt team gets ready to come back on for Shreveport. Pirates coming out a little flat.
Yeah, the Pirates are coming out real fast. Their offense has been unable to move the football, except for that one long run by Billy Joe. That last play, Carter glances and knocks the ball down. Billy Joe Tolliver so far, 5 attempts, no completions on the evening, and 1 interception. And that'll bring on Robbie Keane to send it away. 2nd-year player out of the University of California, Berkeley. You know, I don't like hearing that. A Stanford being a Stanford man. No question. Chris Wright standing at the 10-yard line.
And a good punt by Keene, angled toward the far sideline. Wright at the 8, still on his feet, and somehow manages to get over the 20-yard line. Norman Bradford with the tackle.
Chris Wright here with this punt return. Now watch this man's feet. He's going to jump right over somebody coming up. There he goes. Nice pirouette move in the air, too. Still going. Moves forward for some extra yards. That man's got some quick feet.
47-yard punt by Robbie Keene. Chris Wright, the rookie sensation out of Georgia Southern. They've got another kid that Baltimore fans should definitely be keeping their eye on. His name is Lewis Fight. I remember covering him when I worked in Waco, Texas. He was the 5A player of the year in the state of Texas. A tailback kid can play. Flags on the play here on first down for Baltimore.
It's like some of those big guys got a little anxious on that play.
That'll be movement by the Stallions.
Procedure, Baltimore number 64, still first down.
64 for Baltimore, Mark Dixon, who's starting at left guard in place of John James. So they'll march it 5 yards back, first down and long for the Stallions from their own 15. Ham pump faking. Tries to get it to Pringle in the flats, but it's incomplete. Led him a little too much. And that'll bring up second down and long.
Right now, the Pirates offense, the Pirates defense is actually playing pretty well. Aside from that first drive, they play Tracy Ham very well.
Pirates defense, they give up 360 yards in total offense per game. 290 yards passing, 91 yards rushing. Facing Baltimore, the Stallions are one of the best teams in terms of running the football in the league. Second down and 15. Ham over the middle, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Chris Armstrong, and he got nailed on the play by Harold Nash.
Harold Nash wanting to make sure he does not come down with this football. Unloads on him right here. As you can see him, there he goes. It looked like he might have had a chance to catch that ball on the second bounce. Nash takes care of that.
Chris Armstrong, who had his first 100-yard game last week against Birmingham, unable to hold on to that football. That is unlike him. He's got some of the surest hands in the league. So this is Josh Miller, the #1 punter in the Canadian Football League, punting from his own 1. And what a punt. He sends Will Covington back inside his 40. Covington turning it upfield, and he gets inside Baltimore territory at the 51-yard line. Will Covington.
You know, sometimes when you have a kicker that good, you have a tendency to out-kick your coverage. That time, Covington takes advantage of you. So he's way back there, and there's no other defender in the scene. He just simply turns the ball upfield, gets as many yards as possible, and gets tackled there.
19-yard return for Will Covington, the 5'9", 175-pound first-year player out of Troy State. And he lines up at wide receiver on the near side. Tolliver throwing under pressure. Billy Joe still on his feet, and Tolliver finally dragged down. Elfrid Payton looks like he was on the bottom of the pile coming up with the sack, and he was joined by Robert Pressberry.
There's a penalty on this play as well, but right here, you see Billy Joe Tolliver going back to pass, and it just looks like there's somebody comes through the line right there. It's number 57. O.J. Brigance has a shot at him. He
number
pulls
88.
away from Brigance.
Decline. Second down.
O.J. Brigance trying to get his 7th sack of the year.
You see Billy Joe Tolliver in the pocket. He has no time to set up whatsoever. O.J. Brigance with a death grip on that jersey until Billy Joe Tolliver pulls away.
Loss of only 1 on the play. Second down and 9 from the 53. Tolliver, straight drop back, firing underneath, incomplete. Will Covington with both hands on the football, but Irv Smith there defensively for the Stallions. Looks like he may have knocked it away at the last moment.
It looks to me like Irvin Smith got his hand in there right at the last minute. You know, he's recognized as one of the best cornerbacks in the CFL. You see him come right there, perfect position for him, knocks the ball out.
Looks like it should have been a reception by Will Covington. Second season for Smith. He was a All-Eastern selection last year. Brings on Robbie Keane, his fourth punt of the evening. So far, he's punted 3 times for 45 yards. This is a low punt, right at the 16. Trying to get it up the middle, and he's wrestled down at the 20-yard line. Eldonta Osborne there to make the stop for Shreveport.
We've got some extracurricular activity out there on the field, and the referees just threw a flag.
That's Peter Tuipulotu and John Heidenreich, the big 315-pound right guard. You running backs, you guys should be smarter than to be messing with these big offensive linemen here.
Why he's picking on somebody 315 pounds is unbelievable to me. But it looked to me like they both got held up going down to the ball. None of them were involved in the play whatsoever, and maybe both of them were embarrassed because they weren't around the football.
Major foul, rough play, Baltimore number 32, and Shreveport number 65, both disqualified. First down.
Both disqualified. So with 48 seconds remaining in the first quarter, we have 2 ejections. Peter Tuipulotu kicked out of the football game along with starting right guard John Heidenreich from Shreveport.
And this is going to hurt Shreveport much more because Eisenreich is one of those starters on the team, and he can't be replaced. But as far as the Stallions are concerned, all they do is run in Robert Drummond on the field. Him and Tuipulotu both combine and play pretty often, so it's not going to hurt them as much.
So the backup for John Heidenreich is Chuck Reed, number 58, a first-year player out of UNLV. So he'll be inserted into the right guard spot when the Pirates go back on offense. For Baltimore, they really don't miss a beat. Robert Drummond, who had supplanted Tuipulotu as the starter during the middle of the season, goes in at fullback. He had already been there. He started at tailback last week. And with the return of Pringle, he was moved back to fullback. So he'll line up beside Mike Pringle now. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Ham scrambling, trying to make something happen, and he's corralled and taken out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Good looking play by number 72, Johnny Scott.
Here you're going to see Reggie Rogers here just chase the guy down the field. Actually, excuse me, that's Johnny Scott. Has some good speed there because Tracy Ham has pretty good speed, runs him out of bounds. Tracy Ham kind of complaining about the grabbing of the face mask there too.
So that makes it second down and 10. No gain for Baltimore. Here's Ham under pressure, steps up in the pocket and goes down. Ben Williams along with Reggie Rogers, that man there. In his third year out of Washington, Rogers played for the Detroit Lions also, was a first-round draft pick, rather, by the Lions. And we're at the end of the first quarter, and Baltimore still leading it 8-0. Shreveport will be on 0 right after this. The CFL on ESPN2 is being brought to you by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. We are at the start of the second quarter of play with the Baltimore Stallions leading Shreveport 8-0. Billy Joe Tolliver and the Shreveport offense having problems getting in sync with each other, Darren. And what do you think they need to do to maybe have a little bit of success here?
Well, right now they just need to complete a pass. He's 0 for 5 right now, 0 for 6 actually.
With 1 interception. First down from his own 52. Martin Patton straight ahead, and he gets inside Baltimore territory. Alfred Payton with the tackle for the Stallions. 4-yard pickup by Martin Patton. Martin Patton, a second-year player out of Texas A&I. He was an all-Lone Star first-teamer in college. Also was in camp with the New England Patriots. Second down and a long 6 yards to go for the Pirates. Tolliver underneath, complete. Catch made by Norman Bradford, the rookie out of Grambling, and that's a first down.
Now, you know, fullbacks are not supposed to have hands like that. You see Tolliver going back to pass. He actually throws the ball behind Bradford, makes a real nice catch there before he's finally brought down by Tracy Grovely.
Norman Bradford played for Eddie Robinson at Grambling. He picks up the first down now on the Baltimore 40-yard line. Here's Martin Patton in the open field, sprinting towards the end zone, and Patton goes down at the Baltimore 10.
Martin Patton taking advantage of some good blocks by Stowell and Reed, simply outruns Tracy Gravely and breaks out into the open field before he's finally corralled at the end of the run at about the 10-yard line.
Gain of 29 yards for Martin Patton. So far, 6 carries, 45 yards for him in the first half of play. First down from the 11. Quick hit to Bradford. He fumbles the football, picked up by Baltimore. Charles Anthony on the bottom of the pile, and what a turnover for the Pirates. They give up the football at the Baltimore 11-yard line. Charles Anthony recovering the ball. Norman Bradford unable to hang on to it.
Now, Gus, you asked me what the Pirates had to do to get back in this football game. They completed their pass, had a real nice run, and then something unfortunate like this happens. Martin Patton giving up the football.
Matt Goodwin strips the ball away. Goodwin has always been known in his brief career so far as doing the little things, whether it be stripping a football, recovering a fumble, or blocking a kick. He does the little things, and that one very big there. So Tracy Ham will get the ball inside his own 5 at the 2-yard line, straight ahead, and this is Robert Drummond. Drummond gets up to the 5-yard line. Alex Mash with the tackle. Mash also another Georgia Southern product in his second year. As a matter of fact, he and Chris Wright played together at Georgia Southern. Tracy Ham, also an alumni of Georgia Southern, where he won a couple national championships at the 1AA level. Here's Ham passing out of his own end zone, and Ham goes down inside the 5-yard line. Ray Savage, the second-year player out of the University of Virginia, with first contact. That's his 6th sack of the year.
Savage breaking into the backfield that time. A lot of wide receivers covered on that play. Tracy Ham with nowhere to go with the football. Raymond Savage wraps him up, drags him down. Tracy Ham's got some strong legs there. It took him a while to get him down.
Ray Savage, a Kodak All-American and All-ACC player. Played 14 games with this Pirates team last year. And the defense for Shreveport doing a very good job. That brings on Josh Miller. 10 yards in his own end zone. And he gets off a bomb, sending Will Covington back all the way inside the 35-yard line. Covington taking it upfield, but he'll go down at the 40. That's why Josh Miller, not only is he the best punter in the CFL, but he is a weapon, as Don Matthews likes to say. And Shreveport will take over when we come back. 8-0 to score.
We're gonna win this one all day long.
A very big night here in Shreveport. It's POW MIA Military Recognition Night, and they had some very, very touching ceremonies at the beginning of the ball game, honoring some of the POWs and MIAs. And joining us now, Brigadier General Steve Ritchie, who is a very, very honored and distinguished gentleman. You shot down 5 MiGs in Asia. And first of all, we'd like to say thank you very much for stopping by. Very big evening here in Shreveport.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
And if you could just give us an idea when you were fighting and up in the sky, what was that whole feeling and that whole sensation like, you know, with your life on the line, kind of going one-on-one or maybe a one-on-two against the enemy?
Well, I think one experiences the entire spectrum of emotion, but there's no way that could happen without thousands of young people in the military worldwide doing their job day in and day out.
And on first down, Travis Cozart carrying the football. And General Ritchie, you made history when you shot down 5 MiGs, as we told you, on your second tour of duty in Vietnam. The only American pilot to ever do that. And for regular people such as us, civilians, the only frame of reference that we have for what you have done in your career is television, movies like Top Gun and things of that nature. How realistic are things like that, or movies like that, as they go deep down the field, incomplete, intended for Wayne Walker? But how realistic is that, what you see on television, as opposed to what actually goes on in the everyday life of a fighter pilot?
Well, the actual flying scenes in Top Gun, probably the best that's been on film to give one an idea of just a feeling of what it's like in a combat situation. There's no way to really tell you what it's like. Of course, I'm a former football player too, and for those who haven't been down on the field,
he's got some muscles there too. He's got some muscles.
You're right.
You know, Richie, out of all the medals that you've won, and you won a lot of medals, which one stands out the most to you?
Well, the most significant mission I ever flew was a rescue mission where one of our guys was down for 23 days over North Vietnam. In fact, he was a member of my squadron, the famous 555th Triple Nickel, and he was rescued on the 2nd of June, 1972, after being down 23 days. 23 years later today, to the day, 2nd of June, 1995, this year, another member of the Triple Nickel, 555th, Scott O'Grady, was shot down over Bosnia.
One last quote that I heard, and then we'll let you go. I heard from a B-52 guy that B-52s really make all the history as far as wars are concerned, and you flyby guys just kind of buzz around and don't do a whole lot.
Well, I want to tell you, I have a new respect for the B-52 and those who fly them. I flew the B-52 this morning for the first time in my 35-year career, and it was a tremendous experience.
Now, for all those youngsters that are out there watching this telecast this evening, who maybe dream of becoming a pilot, what does it take to be a good pilot?
It takes many things. Of course, only 4% of the people in the Air Force are pilots. It takes that other 96% doing the job. There are over 200 career fields. So to be in the Air Force, you don't have to be a pilot. There are many, many opportunities, and we're looking for a lot of fine young people these days to serve on the finest aerospace team in the world.
2nd down and 10 from the 53-yard line for Billy Joe, and he's going to go down inside his own 45-yard line. Gerald Bayless with first contact for Baltimore. Bayless picks up his 4th sack of the season.
General Ritchie, one last question. You presented some medals today down on the field. What do you think it means to those recipients today?
Well, it means a great deal. I think it means a great deal to all of us. People who have been willing to dedicate themselves and their lives to help preserving the freedom of our country. Freedom is the most fragile commodity in all of human history. And a lot of our folks don't understand that, do they?
Oh, that's quite true.
Well, General Ritchie, thank you very much for joining us, and we really appreciate you coming in and taking some time with us, and good luck recruiting some good men for the Air Force.
That's right, and women.
Exactly, and women. This is Baltimore picking up the football, and here's Chris Wright heading into the end zone, and he scores the touchdown. Chris Wright scoring the touchdown. What is it, a block punt?
It was a block punt on that play, and it looked to me like the person that blocked the punt was number 14. I don't have a list of who he is here right now, but you got it. Jackson Brown is going to come in and actually block this punt here and knock the ball down. Then they're going to score off of this. We're sitting up here talking to General Ritchie, but we kind of missed this a little bit. But they're going to go in and score. White goes in and scores off the block punt.
So that will bring on Carlos Huerta to attempt the extra point, and it's good. And the Baltimore Stallions have taken a 14-0 lead with 8 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And we're back at Independence Stadium where the Baltimore Stallions on a Matt Goodwin block punt and a Chris Wright touchdown. They've taken a 15-0 lead with 8 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the second quarter of play.
Also, while we were talking to General Ritchie, Billy Joe Tolliver went out of the football game with what looked to be a dislocated finger, small finger on his throwing hand.
So Josh Miller, who does the kickoff duties for Baltimore, sends it away. This is Cozart at the 13, heading straight up the middle. Cozart still on his feet at the 30, and finally slammed to the ground at the 31-yard line.
Reggie Givens at the tackle for Baltimore.
Reggie Givens with the stop for the Stallions, and that'll bring on the Shreveport offense, and 9 times out of 10, we're going to get a new quarterback. Mike Pawlowski is the backup quarterback for Shreveport, a rookie out of the University of California. And he heads into the football game now, replacing Billy Joe. This is his first snap of the 1995 season. So to say he is a little green is to understate it a bit. And this is Martin Patton on first down, carrying the football. Gets up to the 35. While we were talking to General Ritchie, Billy Joe Tolliver went out of the game, and this is what happened.
Billy Joe Tolliver goes out of the game. You see he's involved in a violent collision there. And a lot of times when that happens, helmets meet fingers, and sometimes the fingers lose. You see Billy Joe Tolliver holding his finger up, and it looks like his small finger is dislocated. He's had a good, ugly view of it right there.
Here's Pawlowski throwing the ball, and it's incomplete at midfield, intended for Terry Smith. And that will send out the punting unit once again for this Shreveport team. Pawlowski on his first pass of the game, unsuccessful.
He's got to have the jitters right now, though, because he's not played one snap in this entire CFL season. He comes in into a real important ball game for his club. Starter goes out, he's called on a deuce. It's going to be a real interesting situation for him tonight to see if he can come through and actually pull this team to a win.
Robbie Keane at the 20-yard line. He's under pressure, somehow gets it off, and gets off a pretty good one, sending Chris Wright back to the 24-yard line. Wright trying to get outside, and he's unsuccessful, finally chased out of bounds at the 26-yard line. 7:35 remaining in the second quarter, 15-0. Stallions will be on offense when we come back. Well, our next CFO game will take place next Friday. It's Winnipeg versus Calgary, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Stampeders have continued to win without the injured Doug Flutie and have the best record in the CFL at 10-1 on the year. Billy Joe Tolliver, now this is a tough guy. Dislocates his finger, tapes that thing up, and says, hey, I'm ready to get back out on the football field.
And you know, Billy Joe Tolliver is right-handed, and he's got his right hand taped up there. He's going to try to come back in and play tonight.
Yeah, but right when you went through, they flipped off the block.
Billy Joe Tolliver.
He went through a clean, but right when he went through, I came out behind.
The all-time leading passer in the history of Texas Tech football. And he's looking to get back in this game, but right now, Tracy Ham has the ball on first down from his own 25. This is a draw play. Pringle shy of the 30-yard line on the bottom of the pile. Chris Zingo making the tackle.
Mike Pringle, the #1 running back as far as yards are concerned in the CFL, has had very rough sledding tonight. He hasn't had very many long runs this evening.
Picked up 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6. And you played running back for 11 seasons in the National Football League. When those hamstrings start hurting, that really slows you down, doesn't it?
Oh, it slows you down a great deal. When those hamstrings go, you got to sit down.
This ball batted away at the line of scrimmage. Alex Mash redirecting the football for the Pirates. And the Pirates' offense has struggled, but their defenses look really good.
Their defense is playing very well, especially when you consider who they're playing against. They're playing against the Stallions, one of the best offense in the league. You see Mash just sit up there and jump straight up and knock that ball down. He's got some pretty good leaping ability for a big guy. Well, he's not that tall. He's only 6'1", 260 pounds, gets up and knocks that ball down.
So Josh Miller standing at the 15. His last punt, he just delivered a bomb over 60 yards, and he gets off another one. Here's Will Covington back to the 15-yard line, taking it up the sidelines. A 64-yard punt by Josh Miller. And
wow, why is this guy not in the NFL? If he can do that here, he can do that anywhere, can he?
And he has been averaging over 60 yards per punt this evening. 4 punts, 62 yards. His longest went 70 yards on the year. His longest was an 80-yarder. And I have to tell you that it did get a good bounce, but it must have traveled in the air because we did the game. It must have traveled in the air about a good 72 yards.
That is absolutely incredible. I mean, you don't see people in the National Football League that can do that kind of thing. You just don't see it.
So, 1st down and 10. Pulowski still in the game for Shreveport. Hands it off to his tailback. This is Martin Patton, ridden down by Elfrid Baton at the 30-yard line. Martin Patton on that big run in which the Pirates got inside the Baltimore 15. He showed that he has some pretty good speed.
Yeah, he's got some pretty good speed, but unfortunately, later on in that drive, he turned the ball over deep in Stallion territory.
Norman Bradford turning the ball over. 5:42 left in the quarter, 15-0. Here's Pulowski out of the shotgun. Going downfield for Freeman Basinger, incomplete. Great defensive coverage by Baltimore as Charles Anthony was running stride for stride with him. And
Charles Anthony must have known what that pass pattern was. It was a deep corner route, and he was right underneath Basinger. It looked like he was the intended receiver on that play.
Pulowski hung it out for Basinger to run under the football, but he threw it a little bit too far. And Robbie Keane, who's getting a pretty good workout today. This will be his 7th punt. Standing at the 15. Back deep, Chris Wright at the 30. Wright at the 35. Up to the 45 as he goes down. Terry Smith, rather Curtis Mayfield with the tackle.
Anthony Shelton on the tackle for Shreveport.
And on the Shreveport sidelines, they're working on Billy Joe Tolliver, making a splint for him.
And if he can throw with that splint on him, he is a real tough man. I tell you what, it's really hard enough to grip the ball when your hands are healthy. But it's going to be almost impossible for him to grip the ball with that splint on. Doesn't seem to be in too much pain down there.
Stallions will start from their own 45-yard line. Play action. Ham steps up, fires downfield, wide open receiver, and it's caught inside the 20-yard line. Chris Armstrong was wide open, and Tracy Ham put it on the money.
You know, that's what happens sometimes when you have all day to throw the football. Tracy Ham just running around in the pocket back there. Tracy Armstrong comes from the entire opposite side of the football field, makes a nice diving catch before he slides out of bounds. Probably got some grass burns there, too.
45-yard reception for Armstrong, who leads this team in every receiving category, catches, touchdowns, and yards. Stallions now have it at the 18 of Shreveport. And Ham's going to let it fly again. Rolling out of the pocket. Firing in the end zone. Incomplete. And there is a flag on the play. Flag at the 18-yard line.
Looks like we're going to get a holding call on that play. We do. It looked like Reggie Rogers was complaining to the officials that he was held on that play. He might have been held by Mark Dixon, number 64.
Holding, Baltimore number 51. Repeat first down.
And here's Tracy
Ham lying in the pocket, and you see Supis has a death grip on Rogers right there. Nice holding. Sometimes you figure out that's why Ham has so much time to throw. Those guys are holding up there.
Ham passing again, sets up the short screen to Robert Drummond, and that didn't fool anybody as Mario Perry, the second-year player out of UMass, was there and makes the tackle. And Drummond is a little shaken up on the play.
Yeah, Drummond's a little shaken up on the play down here on the side of the field, but Mario Perry makes a real good play. That time they had a wide receiver screen set up to the right side of the field. Mario Perry busts through the line and makes the play.
And there's Mario Perry, 24 years old. Good size, 6'2", 227, and he can run a little bit too. Second down, 17 for the Stallions from the 25. Ham gets out of trouble, fires in the end zone, incomplete. Skinny Culver, the intended receiver, but Brandon Hamilton was there to break it up.
Brandon Hamilton doing a little headhunting on that play. Make sure he breaks up the pass. See Tracy Ham scrambling around in the pocket. Nice throw. Brandon Hamilton is going to come over the top and knock the ball away from Shannon Culver.
Brandon played 3 games with the Hamilton Tiger Cats in 1994. That's his 3rd breakup of the season. And here's Carlos Huerta, who's converted on 83% of his field goals on the season, which is number 1 in the CFL. This is a 33-yarder and good. Huerta does not use a kicking tee. In the CFL, they're allowed to use kicking tees, but Huerta has nailed 39, or rather 40 of 48 field goals on the year without using a tee. They don't think they're going to be able to keep him very long after this season is over.
You know, that might be one of the reasons why he's really not using a tee, because he wants to impress some of those scouts out there, show them that he's kicking his field goals here in the CFL, in the CFL, and converting over 80% of them just using the ground.
Don Matthews counseling his team as they have a comfortable 18-0 lead with 3:11 remaining in the first half of play. Matthews does not wear a headset, and when it comes to winning championships, nobody does it better currently in the CFL. He's won almost everywhere he's gone, won 5 championships as the defensive coordinator with the Edmonton Eskimos. Also won one in '84 with the BC Lions. And got his team to the Grey Cup, where he was 3 points shy of winning the Grey Cup last year against the BC Lions, as Louis Passaglia, the veteran, nailed the field goal and BC took home the trophy. Shreveport returning the football. This is Fred Montgomery. Alvin Walton making the tackle defensively. Billy Joe still getting ready, testing that finger out. And we're at the 3-minute warning with your score. Baltimore leading 18-0. Today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, ESPN's one and only Fabulous Sports Babe brings her unique look at the world of sports to the Deuce starting Monday at 1 p.m. The Babe will be with you every Monday through Friday on ESPN2, so spend an hour with the Babe, and I tell you, your life will never, ever be the same. The Sports Babe on the Deuce. Independence Stadium, it's a beautiful evening. here in Shreveport, Louisiana, the heart of the CFL Southern Division. Baltimore and the Pirates. And Pulaski still in the game. Mike Pulaski, rookie out of California, from the 36-yard line. Play action. Fires underneath and completes it. Curtis Mayfield with the reception. Second-year guy out of Oklahoma State. One of the leaders on this team in receptions. That's his 41st of the year.
And that's what Pulaski needed. He needed to come out and complete a pass, get his offense going, hopefully get some points on the board for his team.
Gained 12 yards on the play. From the 48. Pat straight ahead. He gets over the 50-yard line up to about the 52.
Right now, the Pirates' offense must be changed somewhat with Pulaski in the ball game, because it doesn't seem like they're going downfield nearly as much. It also seems like they're running the ball a lot, especially on first down.
Gained 4 yards. Second down and 6 for Pulaski at his own 52-yard line. Passing under pressure, gets it off. It's incomplete. Martin Patton, the intended receiver, but Tracy Gravely there, defensively the leader in tackles on this team.
And right now, the Baltimore Stallions are doing something you'd expect to happen to a young quarterback. They're blitzing. O.J. Brigance blitzed that time. Matt Goodwin also blitzed. They're putting a lot of pressure on him, forcing him to make quick plays.
Yeah, there's a guy out for him.
Billy Joe Tolliver, he's got his helmet back on. That should be a good sign for Shreveport fans. As Pulaski walks to the sidelines.
Hey, Pat, let's go, guys.
So it looks like Billy Joe may be coming back into the football game. Pirates getting their money's worth from Robbie Keane this evening, his 8th punt. From the 15-yard line, here's Wright spinning, and he spins down at 20. We've got a full plate for you during the halftime of this game. Coming up, we'll fly high with Ben Williams, the defensive lineman from Shreveport, also Sports Smash, and also statistics and highlights and analysis from Mr. Nelson during halftime. And there's Williams. Had a chance to spend some time in a B-52 bomber. Big guy like that in a big plane, boy, that means there's nothing but trouble on the horizon.
And a real tight squeeze.
And Mike Pringle running the football up to the 33-yard line. Tackle made by Anthony Shelton.
That time, Mike Pringle taking advantage of a nice block by Mark Dixon. Gets ahead of steam going upfield. Actually knocks people down on his way to a nice game.
Mike Pringle led the CFL in rushing last season. Was also the most outstanding player in the East. Following up with another quality year. And here's Ham finding Skinny Culver underneath, and Culver gets up to the 52-yard line. He gains 16 yards on the play. Culver with 7 receptions last week against Birmingham, which tied a club record.
And right now, the Pirates defense really is not putting a lot of pressure on Tracy Ham. They're going to have to put some pressure on him, or he's going to sit back there and pick him apart the rest of the evening.
Skinny Culver, his 35th reception of the year. First down from the 54. Pringle going outside with plenty of room. Mike Pringle dragged down from behind at the 44-yard line. Brandon Hamilton with the tackle, along with Anthony Shelton.
There's another guy I played with, Anthony Shelton in San Diego. These guys are all over the place.
Taking a look at Will White there. Another first down for the Stallions as they're driving with 1 minute 7 seconds remaining in the quarter. Ham on the scramble, tucks it, gets out of bounds at the 33-yard line, picks up 12 in the process. And that's what Tracy Ham can do. He's the second all-time leading rusher for a quarterback in the CFL, in CFL history, behind Damon Allen. And when he tucks that football and gets out there on the corner, that means trouble for usually opposing defenses.
Well, you know, Tracy Ham is one of those quarterbacks that can scare you because if you flush him out of the pocket, he's real dangerous. You want to keep him in the pocket and force him to throw the football because when he gets out of it, that's when the fun starts.
Picked up 12, first down from the Shreveport 32-yard line. A minute remaining in the half. 5 receiver package in the game. Flags on the play. Ham going downfield, incomplete. Ball intended for Reggie Perry.
Incomplete. Intended for Reggie Perry.
We've got another flag on the play here.
Perry tripped in the middle of his route. This will be a legal procedure called against the Stallions. 5-yard penalty. Of course, Greg says we'll decline it. Take the down.
Procedure, Baltimore number 16, decline, second down.
Second down and long now for the Stallions. On the last run by Tracy Ham, he went over the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards. 6,008, second all-time, as we told you, to Damon Allen. See what Tracy can do here. 2nd and 10 from the 32. Underneath, and what a hit! Anthony Shelton put on Mike Pringle.
Anthony Shelton laying a little wood on that play. Mike Pringle thinking he's wide open over the middle, and Anthony Shelton laying in wait simply unloads on Pringle. Here you see him catch the ball, thinks he's going to run, and no! Anthony Shelton with a nice hit knocks him off his feet.
Anthony Shelton put the power drive on Mike Pringle. Shelton played 10 games for Shreveport in '94, 4 seasons with the San Diego Chargers, and also a teammate of our Darren Nelson, as he pointed out. 36-yard field goal attempt by Carlos Huerta. Good snap, but this one will be wide to the right. Returned by Freeman Basinger deep in his end zone. Basinger at the 5 and gets out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
That was a 6-yard attempt by Huerta.
That was a really great play to save a single point. That ball all the way back in the end zone. You see, he's almost on the end line. Matter of fact, just real close. If his foot had touched back there, that would have been a point. Nice play. Comes out, makes it out to about the 6-yard line.
Freeman Basinger, the all-purpose guy, 4th in the CFL in all-purpose yardage, 1,464 yards coming into this game. Also starting slot back. And with 25 seconds remaining in the first half, the Pirates have the ball on their own 5-yard line, maybe make it 5.5. Looks like Pulaski's still in the football game, and he is, and they give it to Martin Patton. And he's wrapped up by Gerald Bayless. 18 seconds and counting left on the ticker.
Right now, Billy Joe Tolliver in a tough situation. What do? You try to heat his finger up so he can continue the play, or do you ice it?
Just a reminder, bring your tickets to the
If you ice it, what happens if you ice it?
If you ice it, it stiffens up, and then you don't have a chance to really work your finger, and then it makes it almost impossible to grip the football.
10 seconds remaining in the first half. Shreveport down 18-0. Playing at home. Baltimore, it's safe to say that they like playing on grass. They're 7-1 this season when playing on grass. And with a great running attack like Mike Pringle, with a great runner like Mike Pringle, playing on the natural grass must suit him pretty fine.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, everybody always talks about how AstroTurf isn't that bad for you, but I tell you what, most of those people haven't fallen on it. I have, and I know that stuff hurts.
11 years in the National Football League. That gives you plenty of experience as Pulaski runs off the football field, runs back onto the football field, rather, with 9 seconds remaining in the quarter. So far, Pulaski 1 of 4. This will be the last play of the first half, and Mike Pulaski just takes a knee, and the Shreveport Pirates will head into the end zone. trailing 18-0.
Baltimore 18, Shreveport
Mistakes have been the story of this first half, Darren.
Yeah, mistakes have been the story of this first half because the Pirates had a chance to actually make this game competitive early, driving down the field and fumbling deep in Stallion territory. And I'll tell you what, the Stallions, the Baltimore Stallions, really have not played that well in this football game. They've moved the ball up and down the field pretty nice, but they haven't played that well.
Block punt and an interception inside the 15-yard line by Billy Joe Tolliver allowed Baltimore to jump out to an early lead. And joining us now, Coach Forrest Gregg, the head coach of the Shreveport Pirates, and Coach Gus Johnson along with Darren Nelson. Pretty tough first half for your squad.
Well, we gave them 14 points. The interception that set up a touchdown, and also the block punt, that's ridiculous. Just let something like that slip away from you. But, you know, defense has been playing pretty good. Offensively, we can't complete a pass.
Coach, how is Billy Joe Tolliver, and will he come back in this ball game?
I don't know how he is. I'm going to find out at halftime. But hopefully he can come back in. If he can come back in and throw the football and we can get somebody to catch it, we might score a touchdown.
Coach, what do you think you're going to have to do to start this second half? It seems like your defense was playing pretty well.
Oh, no question about it. They played well this entire half. They've been hit for a couple of big plays. But, you know, we just haven't done anything offensively. We failed offensively the first half, and we've dropped passes, and we have not thrown on time. We've not hit our receivers when we had them open. But it's kind of been a combination of the two things.
Well, Coach, thank you very much for joining us. Good luck in the second half of play. Coach Forrest Gregg, as his team trails 18-0. We're at halftime from Independence Stadium. Coming up, a special look at the B-52 bomber with Ben Williams. Stay with us, folks.
Hello, I'm Ben Williams with the Shreveport Pirates. Before the game started, you saw a flyby of a B-52. It probably looked like an itty-bitty plane. I thought I'd get you a little closer. Close enough? You wanted to know about this plane, so here we are in the business end with Captain Carl Gramlich.
You're exactly right, Ben. This is the business end of the B-52. It's its bomb bay. In here, we can carry 27 bombs, 1,000 pounds each. With all due respect, you might be the defensive side of the house, but this is the offensive side of the house. With that and the externals, we can carry a total of 51,000 pounds of bombs.
I think I can lift that. Hey, I'm inside the plane right now with EWO, Steve Charbonneau. Steve, what's an EWO?
Ben, that's the electronic warfare officer. I defend the aircraft. I basically take this big, humongous beast and make it look invisible to the radars on the ground. So when they're shooting missiles or fighters are coming at us, kind of like a police fuzzbuster, I make us look invisible on their scope and they can't even see us.
Steve, how are you going to do your job with this green tarp up like
hey, Ben, that's classified material. You can't be looking at that.
This guy hit me.
Ben, I ain't Doug Flutie, man. Easy, easy.
So here we are, finally, the part I couldn't wait for. We're in the cockpit of a B-52 bomber. I can't explain to you the power I feel sitting in this seat. And today, I'm going to take some flying lessons from Carl.
It's really quite simple, Ben. You got to remember, you got your 8 engines out there, so you got a throttle for each engine. A throttle for each good buddy. You also got your instrument column, your instrument panel here, a column for each of your engines. And the real simple part is the yoke. You push down, the houses get bigger. You pull, the houses get smaller. That's really all there is to flying the B-52.
Oh, Carl, I think you forgot one. What's this lever right here?
Don't want to mess with that handle. That's my ejection handle. You pull that too hard, I'll be going through that window right there.
Steve, I like you a lot, but I'm telling you, you hit me again, I'm strapping you to the wing and deploying you about 35,000 feet up.
Ben, we're done with the classified section. Right now, you're in the offense section right now. I'm sitting in the navigator seat and you're sitting in the radar navigator seat. Remember, our primary job is to get the bombs on target, on time. The navigator, he ensures that we get there on time. He tells the pilot whether we're going too fast or too slow. And then the radar, the seat you're sitting in, he uses his computer over here and he gets the bombs on target. And it's just a big video game. If you turn around, I'll even show you. It's just like one of the old rollerball games right here. You spin that baby, put the crosshairs on the target, and you've nailed them.
Guys, I've had a great time today out here with you guys. I want to thank you guys for having me out.
Ben, it's our pleasure.
I want to pick up one of these planes. How much do you think I'd spend for one of these?
Well, in about 1954, you would have spent $64 million.
I think I'd take some of the F-16 or F-14, some of the sort. But I've had a great time today hanging out with these two fighter pilots right here.
Oh, wait a minute. Fighter pilots make movies. Bomber pilots make history.
I stand corrected.
And we're at to have Ben Williams doing a heck of a job for us, and his team is trailing 18-0. Coming up, Sports Smash with our own Reese Davis. Stay with us. And we'd like to welcome you back to Independence Stadium in Shreveport, Louisiana, where the Baltimore Stallions have a very comfortable 18-0 lead over the Pirates. And joining us now, the owner of the Baltimore Stallions, Jim Sparrows. First of all, Jim, thank you very much for joining us, and you must be pretty tickled with the way your team has been playing as of late.
Well, Gus, it's always a pleasure, and yeah, tonight there's been some big plays made on the defense and special teams, and it's put us in a position where we're up 18-0.
And Jim, you're also very active with the league, sitting on a number of the different committees, and the meetings are coming up on the 26th. What's on the agenda?
Well, I tell you what, there's a lot of changes. I mean, the big thing with our league is you're going to see a lot of changes with the CFL, the way it's currently structured, which is all good. I mean, we've got a successful Grey Cup game this year in Regina, and I look for this Southern Division, which is the U.S. teams, the Canadian Division, the Northern Division, to really build on this nationalism, and that's what we're doing. I mean, it's almost where, it's like an Olympic situation, and we got to keep building on that.
Meanwhile, the city of Baltimore has been the hot spot in the sports world. I had a chance to watch Cal Ripken's breaking Lou Gehrig's record personally, and I tell you, a lot of things are happening in Baltimore.
Well, again, I had the pleasure of being there this past week. It's been a great week for Baltimore, and congratulations to Cal Ripken, but also our mayor, Kurt Schmoke, has been reelected, and I look for a lot of great things happening in Baltimore. Tonight puts us in the playoff hunt where we'll have a home game at Memorial Stadium, so if we can leave here 10-3 tonight, we're going to bring our fans home a playoff game.
Jim, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck to your team for the rest of this half and also for the rest of the season.
Thank you, Gus.
A lot of highlights in the first half of play, most of them going to Baltimore, and it started with this interception, Matt Goodwin.
Yeah, Goodwin makes a nice play right there reading Billy Joe Tolliver. Here you see Pringle going in to capitalize on that interception.
And the other touchdown coming from the block punt.
A nice block punt there, carried into the end zone. You see there's no one around to even touch him on that play by White. Very nice block.
Chris Wright with the touchdown, Matt Goodwin with the block punt, and the big injury coming to Billy Joe Tolliver.
Billy Joe Tolliver dislocating his small finger on his passing hand on the right-hand side. He's a right-handed quarterback, so that's going to cause some trouble for the Pirates in the second half.
And we're back in Shreveport, live action. Robert Drummond returning the kickoff for the Stallions. 10-yard return, 62-yard kick for Bjorn Nitmo, and the Baltimore offense comes back onto the football field led by Tracy Ham. And Tracy's passing numbers are down a bit this season, as he was 8 of 15 in the first half. Had a big game last week, throwing for a season-high 315 yards, but the ground attack is what paces this team, led by Mike Pringle. On first down, they set up the screen. This is Skinny Culver with plenty of running room, and he gets close to the 50-yard line, stopped at about the 49, picks up 14 on the play.
And right now, the Stallions offense really showing some favoritism as far as that wide receiver screen is concerned. That time, big Mark Dixon and Withcombe get out in front of Mr. Culver and escort him down the field for a nice game.
We talked about the Stallions offense. They averaged 351 yards in total offense per game. They're number one in the CFL in rushing, averaging 151 yards per game. But in passing, they're 12th in the league, averaging 227 yards. Here's Pringle at midfield, and Mike Pringle goes down. Chris Zingo with the tackle, the rookie out of Cornell.
And Gus, if I had to pick some most valuable players for the first half, it'd have to be Robbie Keane and Josh Miller. Keane averaging 45 yards a kick, and Miller averaging an incredible 57 yards a kick in the first half with a long kick of 74 yards.
Baltimore, their opening drive of the second half, leading 18-0. Second and 5 from midfield. They swing it out into the flats. This is Pringle looking for the first down. Mike Pringle surges ahead, but he will be a little short from the spot. Chris Zingo doing a good job holding him back. We'll see, though, where the officials spot the ball. Looks like Pringle may have been a little bit short. And according to this spot, I think he was. And that brings up third down.
Here you're going to see Mr. Pringle going out in a little swing pattern to the outside, tries to stretch forward, almost loses the ball there, comes up just a little short of the first down.
So on third down and 1, they'll go for it. Tracy Ham will take this one straight ahead and pick up the first down. You know, in the CFL, the defensive linemen have to line up 1 yard off of the football, and that usually always gives the offense a good chance of making that first down.
Not only that, but it's the most obvious play in the CFL as well, because if you look in the backfield, you see there's nobody there. Everybody's all bunched together. You know the quarterback's going to go forward and try to get the yard.
So a first down for the Stallions from the Shreveport 46-yard line. 4-receiver package. Ham throwing to the near side. He's got a man. And the Stallions have had no problems throwing the football. Robert Clark making a reception there, but Shreveport, on the other hand, they've been pretty bad. Only 3 completions for 28 yards passing. On the other hand, Baltimore 8 of 15, 148 yards. And Martin Patton, though, has led the way for Shreveport rushing the football. He had 58 yards in the first half, 79 total yards for the Pirates, 41 for Baltimore. Gain of 11 on the last play and the completion to Robert Clark.
Actually, it wasn't a completion to Robert Clark. The referee said the ball hit the ground first. They brought it back.
Second down and 10 from the 46-yard line. Plenty of time for Ham underneath, and it's intercepted. Anthony Shelton with the football at the 40-yard line, bobbles it, and Shelton turns over the ball. Incredible.
That is absolutely incredible. First, they come up with a real nice play. Anthony Shelton picks up the bobble, starts running down the field, then he loses the football. They've gotten all the bad breaks tonight.
A comedy of errors for this Shreveport team. Anthony Shelton with the interception.
Actually, Hamilton tipped the ball straight to Anthony Shelton. Anthony trying to make something out of it, trying to spark his football team, loses the football. The Stallions recover.
Nick Subas, right place at the right time for the fourth-year center out of San Diego State. And Baltimore, they'll get a first down and take over from the Shreveport 44 right after this. 11:51 remaining in the third quarter, and Shreveport continues to give Baltimore opportunities. Anthony Shelton picks the pass off, starts to return it, fumbles the football.
Yeah, that's incredible. Right now, they're having all the breaks go against them. They had a chance to score early in the first quarter, turn the ball over. Then they get a turnover and return it over.
And the question is, for Shreveport, it concerns Billy Joe Tolliver, who went out with a dislocated finger in the first half, in the second quarter of the first half, and he's throwing the ball on the sidelines right now, as you had a chance to see a little while ago. And Tolliver didn't have a strong first half, but wants to come back into the football game. Mike Pulaski, the rookie, may be a little overmatched in this one as he replaces Tolliver. But right now, for Tracy Ham, he's got a first down from the Shreveport 47. On play action, Tolliver, rather Ham, rolling out of the pocket, and he goes down at the 50. Ray Savage with the tackle.
That's actually a real good play by Ray Savage, because it looked to him like Ham was going to get rid of the football. As you see, Ray Savage is just going to trail the play here. He keeps hustling, and then Ham cuts back inside right into him. Good play by Ray Savage.
Ray Savage drops him for the loss. And now it's 2nd down and 12 for the Stallions. 2nd year for Savage in the CFL. Splitting to the wide side of the field. Skinny Culver, Chris Armstrong, a loss of 2 on the play. Here's Ham underneath. He's got a guy at the 30-yard line, down to the 25. And that's Robert Clark with a 25-yard reception.
Tracy Ham is going to take advantage of a zone defense by the Pirates. Finds Robert Clark in the middle of the zone, makes a nice catch and grab there.
Robert Clark, 10th round pick of the New Orleans Saints in 1988, played for the Lions in 90, where he caught 53 balls for 932 yards in Detroit.
It's part of that silver stretch offense.
1st down and 10 from the Shreveport 25. Mike Pringle on 1st down, and he gets drilled. Good looking play by Alex Mash as he dumps Mike Pringle at the line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what happened on that play. He got mashed by Mash. You see Alex Mash, he's going to just come down the line of scrimmage. Oh, right there. Nice play. Nice tackle on Pringle.
No gain. Makes it 2nd down and 10. Still on his feet, fires, completes it inside the 5-yard line. Robert Clark with another reception, this time for 20 yards. Will White with the tackle, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, there's going to be a flag on the play, and it's Tracy Ham going over the line of scrimmage to throw the football. You see, it's right there. Line of scrimmage is about 1 yard behind that stripe. And he overthrew the ball, actually threw the ball over the line of scrimmage that time. It was a nice play on his part, but he just did not quite pay attention to the way it was on the football field.
2nd down.
So they'll repeat the down, march it to 35 now. Tracy Ham stepping over the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and a long 20 for the Stallions. Tracy Ham and the Stallions on their opening drive of the 2nd half. Thrown an interception, but got the ball back when Anthony Shelton fumbled. Here's Mike Pringle going straight ahead, nothing doing. Anthony Shelton there making the tackle, showboating a little bit. He didn't do that after he dropped that football now, did he?
Oh, no, he didn't do that after he dropped the football, but they're really holding Pringle tonight. You know, Pringle was #1 in rushing in the CFL with 1,232 yards coming into the game tonight. They've really bottled him up tonight.
Mike Pringle, who is playing with a tender left hamstring, goes off the field, and he is upset. That brings on Carlos Huerta. This would be a 40-yard field goal. He's 12 of 15 from this distance on the year. His holder, Dan Crowley, the 3rd-string quarterback. Good snap, ball's down, and kick is up, and it's good. No flags on the play, and Carlos Huerta nails a 40-yard field goal, and the Stallions take a 21-0 lead here in the 3rd quarter. 40-yard field goal from this man. Carlos Huerta makes a 21-0 game. 8 minutes, 32 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. And that's the bomb squadron from the B-52, and that's on the back of the helmet of Ben Williams. He did the really colorful halftime feature for us where he took us in and out of a B-52 bomber. Not a lot of space in that B-52. Big guy.
I was just about to mention, it must be hard for him to squeeze into some of those tight spaces in the B-52. I've never been in one before, but I've heard you have to be kind of small to get in those Air Force planes.
Ben Williams. He might have a future in this business. Not bad. He did a pretty good job on that report. Right now, though, he's worried about his team as they trail 21-0. Carlos Huerta kicking off from the 35. Here's Cozart at the 10. Cozart gets up to the 25-yard line. Tackle made by Doug Kraft. And you know what? When you look at this Shreveport team, they've got a good running back in Martin Patton. But you know what they need? I'll tell you what they need. They need a guy like number 31 here. Who is this guy running the football?
No.
The glory days for Darren Nelson lining up in the eye with John Elway at quarterback. Look at him, some pretty shifty moves. Darren Nelson, that's what this team needs. I tell you.
They need a lot more than me right now.
From the 25, complete. Here's Patton. He must have heard us talking.
And Billy Joe Tolliver throws a nice pass on that play. That finger must not be bothering him too much right now.
Martin Patton must have heard us talking about you.
I think so.
And he made a good catch there. He thought maybe you'd be getting ready to strap on a helmet and a suit and get down there on the field.
And I'll tell you what, if Martin Patton's worries about me, he's a very insecure young man, because I'm not going to do anything tonight but watch.
Patton gained 16 yards, first down and 10 from the 43. Tolliver out of the shotgun. They set up the screen. This is Wayne Walker, and he scampers out of bounds shy of the 50-yard line.
Right now, they're being real conservative with Billy Joe Tolliver in the offense. Not really throwing any deep patterns with him, giving him a chance to test out that throwing hand. First half, remember, he dislocated his little pinky finger on his throwing hand.
Billy Joe Tolliver was the third quarterback taken in the 1989 draft behind Troy Aikman and Mike Elkins. Whatever happened to Mike Elkins?
I have no idea what happened to Mike Elkins.
2nd and 6. Flags on the play. Tolliver in trouble. Pursued from behind, and he goes down. Alfred Payton with the sack. But there is a flag on the play at the 46-yard line.
I believe the Baltimore defensive line jumping offside. But if you're Tolliver, that's the last thing you want to see, because that's how he hurt his finger in the first place. Scrambling, got tackled in the backfield, and fell on his hand. Hurt his finger.
Rough night for Billy Joe.
There you go. You see he's got both those guys inside
Offside.
the 1 yard.
Baltimore number 56. Repeat, 2nd down.
So Alfred Payton, the second leading sack man in the CFL, trying to get an extra advantage there.
He doesn't need too much of an advantage out here.
6'1", 230 pounds. And they go straight ahead. New quarterback in the game, it's Pulowski. And now Billy Joe comes back onto the football field. He didn't want to take any chances with that finger.
And you know, that's a good play on their part, because there's a lot of people walking around those piles, a big pile going forward like a scrum, and you don't want him to see. Right now he's taking all his balls from the shotgun formation, which is also really pretty positive. But then again, you don't have to get up underneath the center. And you see how he's protecting his hand that time, moved it out of the way before he went down on the ground.
First down from the 54, hand off to Patton straight ahead, and Mark Patton goes down inside Baltimore territory. Alfred Payton and Tracy Gravely on the stop, but Martin Patton gets to the 46, making the 47-yard line before he's taken down.
Now, for those of you wondering why they keep shuttling quarterbacks here, it looks like Pulowski is the quarterback that's going to take the ball underneath the center and actually take a snap, because Billy Joe Tolliver's fingers have to be separated and take a lot of pressure underneath the center. And when they go to the shotgun, Billy Joe will come back in.
Gain of 8, second down, and gain of 9, rather, second down and 1. And here's Patton breaking tackles. Martin Patton to the 35-yard line, making it 34. Gain of 12.
Martin Patton trying to fire up his teammates here, breaking tackles, running down the football field, laying people in his wake. Good run by Patton. You're going to see Martin Patton just simply run over about 2 or 3 people. There's one at the line of scrimmage. He keeps going. There's another one right there at the point of impact. Keeps those legs going and runs him over.
So Tolliver back into the game, out of the shotgun, throwing over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Freeman Basinger.
The Shreveport offense is going to be very predictable from now on, because every time Tolliver comes out of the football game, you know Pulowski's going to come in and take it underneath the snap and probably hand the ball off. Every time Billy Joe Tolliver's in the ball game, he's going to line up in the shotgun formation, take the snap, and throw the ball downfield, or maybe hand off on a little slant pattern to the running back after taking the ball from the shotgun.
Curtis Mayfield, Montgomery, and Basinger to the far side of the field. Here's Tolliver going long, and it's incomplete. Intended for Wayne Walker, who did have a step on the Baltimore defender. Billy Joe unable to put it on him. Doug Kraft, the defensive back for Baltimore.
Here's what happens when the camera gets in the way. Nice shot there on the sideline. Oops. Nice reverse angle there.
Hey, those cameramen probably need to wear helmets themselves down there.
They need to wear some type of padding.
Now this is Bjorn Nitmo coming in to attempt a 42.5-yard field goal. That's our cameraman, Cornelius. He's a tough character, though. Here's Nitmo, 42-yard field goal. It's up and good. Bjorn Nitmo now 30 of 35 on the year. He's been completing 85% of his field goals on the season. And the Pirates finally get on the scoreboard, but they still trail 21-3. College football on ESPN2. We've got it tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Miami of Ohio versus Northwestern. 25th ranked Northwestern is the national, that's their first national ranking since 1971. Northwestern 2-0 for the first time in 20 years. They'll take on Miami of Ohio tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Could you believe it when they beat Notre Dame?
You know what?
In South Bend?
I think that was one of the happiest moments of my life because I live around people. That's all I had. Notre Dame flags, Notre Dame T-shirts. I was so happy to go outside. I found a Northwestern shirt, wore it for a week.
Northwestern, the Wildcats, 2-0 and in the top 25.
And wouldn't that be great if they stayed up there most of the year and actually started to play pretty well?
That's a pretty big confidence boost, I'm sure. You know, Notre Dame beat Purdue this past week in West Lafayette.
Yeah, they did. But you know what? I think the most positive thing about this whole thing is that they had a week off last week, so it kind of gave their heads a chance to come back to the ground. And now they got to get back to playing football again.
Chris Wright, the deep man for Baltimore, standing at his 13-yard line. Line drive kick. Fielded by Robert Drummond at the 30. Drummond surging ahead and gets up to the 40-yard line. Heck of a collision there. Johnny Dixon with the tackle. 20-yard return on a 53-yard kick. There's Johnny Dixon. So here comes Mr. Ham. And Tracy, guy that likes to keep busy during the offseason. During the offseason this year, he went back home to Georgia and decided to become an actor. Played Bobo in the play Raisin in the Sun. So you never know. He may be trying to get to Broadway when this whole football thing is over for him. On first down, the play fake. Ham all day to throw the football. Gets it off to Pringle in the flats. Pringle goes down shy of the 50-yard line. Reggie Rogers with the tackle.
Ham with all day to throw the football. He's sitting back in the pocket for a good 4 or 5 seconds. Actually fakes the ball to Pringle. The defense drops back and actually forgets about him. Nice pass and throw there.
And they'll be about a yard shy of the first down. We'll make it 2nd down and 1 from their own 49-yard line. Pringle, the lone setback. He gets the football, the flea flicker. Here's Ham, nobody to throw it to, finally gets it off, and it's incomplete. Intended for Chris Armstrong. Interesting play selection there when you only need 1 yard for a first down.
You know, they must automatically feel that they can pick up a 1-yard touchdown, actually a 1-yard first down. Here you're going to see the little flea flicker play. He's going to hand off to Pringle, who's going to turn around and throw it back to him. No one open on the play, though. No one from the Pirates defense fooled on that play. Throws the ball out of bounds.
And from the looks of it, the Stallions on 3rd down and short will be going for it. Remember, only 3 downs in the CFL. Defense has to line up 1 yard off the ball. So 9 times out of 10, this will be a quarterback sneak. it is. And Tracy Ham gets more than enough for the first down.
And right now, Mark Dixon, Nick Subas, John Earl, and Neil Fort all playing extremely well on the offensive line. You know what? Everybody in the stadium knew what was coming, and they get at least 2 yards on the play anyway.
Very hard play to defend in the CFL. Stallions, first down from their own 51-yard line. They pitch it to Pringle. Running to the near side, and Mike Pringle tackled by Chris Zingo from behind.
Chris Zingo on the tackle for Shreveport.
He'll gain about 2.
You know, when I was playing for the Vikings, they used to run me on sweeps toward the short side of the field. I used to always yell at them, why are you running me to the short side of the field on a sweep? Give me some room to run the opposite side of the field so I can run with the football and actually stretch the defense. That time they run Pringle to the short side of the field. He has nowhere to go.
Maybe less players on that side?
It didn't look like it to me.
Second down and 9. You heard it from Darren Nelson right here. And here's Ham over the middle. He's got him, man. At the 30-yard line, Reggie Perry with the reception and the huge first down for the Stallions. Gain of 27.
Right now, Tracy Ham is just having his way with the Pirates defense. He has plenty of time to throw the football, sets his feet in the pocket, and finds Reggie Perry, who finds a soft spot in the zone for a nice completion.
So Tracy Ham doing a good job operating on this Pirates secondary at the moment. They give up 290 yards passing per game. First down from the 30-yard line. Play fake. Ham steps out of trouble, and he runs it. At the 20-yard line, Ham steps out of bounds and is pulled out of bounds by Mario Perry after a gain of 14 yards.
Here we're going to see Ham. He's in the pocket. He actually has no one to throw the ball to. Good coverage on the part of the Pirates. He's just going to simply pull the ball down and take off running with it, running toward the sideline. Actually going to try and do a little stutter step move. No, that didn't work. Finally gets knocked out of bounds. Those stutter step moves don't work very often.
Mario Perry didn't work on him, at least. It may have worked on me, but it didn't work on him. First down from the Shreveport 17. Short drop by Ham, firing in the end zone for Culver. Incomplete. Skinny Culver out of step on Carlton Johnson. But the ball was thrown a little too far.
You know, we have not really seen any real deep passes completed tonight, if you think about it. I know the Pirates haven't completed any deep passes, and I don't think Ham has completed very many long passes either tonight.
And Ham, after throwing for 315 yards last week, he's 13 of 20 this week. So far for 220 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns. Think about it, though. With the weapon that they have in Josh Miller, the Baltimore offense is always starting pretty much on a shorter field because he's able to pin people back. Here's Ham throwing again. It's incomplete, intended for Reggie Perry. No flags on the play. Perry and Harold Nash locked up in one-on-one coverage. Good defense by Nash. Second-year player out of southwestern Louisiana. Harold Nash played only 1 year of high school football for St. Augustine's in New Orleans, and that was the year they went 12-1, won the state championship. Some pretty good football and basketball players out of St. Aug's. A kid named Kerry Kittles that plays for Villanova right now is going to be a lottery pick if he keeps going. Carlos Huerta in to attempt a 24-yard field goal. The kick is up, and it's good. So another field goal for Carlos Huerta. He adds that one to a 40-yarder, and Shreveport still in deep trouble. They trail 24-3. And we're back at Independence Stadium in Shreveport, where the score is 24-3 Baltimore, with a very comfortable advantage. Gus Johnson along with Darren Nelson, and so far it's been all Baltimore as they've been able to handle the Shreveport team with relative ease. Incomplete pass on there.
Well, you know, Baltimore has been playing extremely well, especially in the second half. It seems like Ham has really turned it up a notch as far as passing the football is concerned. And of course, their defense is still playing real well.
What do you like about Tracy?
Well, I like the fact that he moves around in the pocket. I like the fact that he pulls the football down and runs with it when he has a chance. And I also like the fact that he doesn't throw bad passes.
Well, a successful night for him so far. Not great numbers, but positive and successful ones, and that's all Tracy Ham wants, is a win out of the deal. If they win this game this evening, they will secure a playoff spot. One more win will secure at least a home game in the playoffs, and another sack, this time O.J. Brigance. But there's a flag also on the play at the 36-yard line.
You're going to see Billy Joe Tolliver setting up in the pocket here. Pulls the ball back down, and O.J. Brigance slams him to the turf.
Third down.
That flag goes against the Pirates. Brings up third down, and Forrest Gregg obviously a little bit frustrated with the way his offense has performed this evening. Not showing it.
Now, this is the same offense that scored like 60-something points sometime this year, right?
Against Winnipeg in a game that we broadcasted right here from Independence Stadium. Kane sending it away. Angled toward the far side. Chris Wright at the 36, still on his feet. Chris Wright trying to break out of trouble, fumbles the ball, and it looks like the Pirates have it.
You know, sometimes that's what happens when you scramble around too much trying to pick up some extra yards. Sometimes you need to just get down and pick up the yards that you have and just give the play up. That time, Chris Wright, trying to struggle around with the football, ends up giving it up after fighting off about 5 or 10 attempted tackles on his part. Turns the ball over.
So as we begin the fourth quarter of play, the Pirates get a break. They recover the fumble.
You're going to see Chris Wright running with the football here. Now, there's going to come a point when you just have to give up. You see, Chris Wright is fighting for tackles. He's really had a tough day today as far as returning kicks go. And you see the ball come out in the crowd. That's what happens sometimes when you're fighting for extra yards.
So let's see if Shreveport can put something together. They get a break, and they'll operate with a short field at the Baltimore 46-yard line. That doesn't look to bother Don Matthews too much. He's pretty confident in his defensive unit. First down. This is Bradford picking his way ahead, and Bradford gets to the 43. Matt Goodwin and Grant Carter with the tackle.
Billy Joe Tolliver is still in this ball game tonight, toughing out a dislocated pinky finger he suffered early in the second quarter.
Gain of 3 yards, second down and 7. 3 receivers to the near side. Here's Tolliver. Over the middle to Basinger, and Freeman Basinger makes the catch. Tackled by Ken Watson. He picks up 14 yards and a first down.
Billy Joe Tolliver finally has some time to throw this football. You're going to see him start sliding to his left a little bit here. He's going to have time to look down the field and find Basinger about 10, 15 yards down the field. Billy Joe, if you give him some time, he can hit his receivers.
Freeman Basinger, 24th reception on the year. 12th player picked by the New England Patriots during the 1992 draft. 12th round pick. Here's Bradford getting outside. Norman Bradford to the end zone. Touchdown Pirates. Touchdown run by Norman Bradford, his second touchdown of the year, and that gives the fans here at Independence Stadium something to cheer about.
Well, actually, there are 2 great plays on this play. First, Tolliver picks up a low snap and then hands the ball off to Bradford, who running behind Big Buford and Stowell on a draw play has a nice run there for a nice touchdown.
Norman Bradford with the 28-yard touchdown, his second of the year for the Pirates. And Bjorn Nitmo comes on to attempt the extra point. It is good, and Shreveport trying to get back into this football game. They capitalized on the turnover by the Stallions. They now trail at 24-10. Another look at the Norman Bradford touchdown.
Well, you're going to see Billy Joe Tolliver pick up the ball and then hand off on a draw play to Bradford, who makes a real nice run. He's going to split a tackle here and make his way into the end zone. Nice 28-yard touchdown run by Mr. Bradford. And you call people Mr. after they score a touchdown.
So they called you Mr. quite often.
Earlier in my career they did, but towards the end they just kind of wanted me to get out of the way.
Norman Bradford, rookie out of Grambling, the Sports Network All-American and All-SWAC player as a senior. And speaking of Grambling, they've got a big matchup tomorrow at the Meadowlands in the Whitney Young Classic. As Eddie Robinson, this season he's trying to get his 400th win. I think he needs 2 more wins for 400. This kick straight ahead, and it could be a single point. And it will be a single point for the Pirates as Bjorn Nitmo kicks it right out of the end zone.
Bjorn Nitmo actually split the 2 deep receivers. Sometimes when the ball rolls on the ground, it actually travels faster than flying through the air. That time they got a lucky break. The ball goes right down the middle and out of the end zone for a 1-pointer.
Think he did that on purpose?
Nah. I would give him some credit, but nah.
The ball went through the end zone untouched. There is no score. First down.
Well, they say that it is not a point. And to quote the CFL rulebook, you cannot score a single point off the kickoff. Although it had been marked on the scoreboard, they have taken it down now. So the ball comes out to the 25-yard line. And it'll be a first down situation for the Stallions. The point has been removed. From the 25, hand off to Pringle, and he's met in the backfield, and Mike Pringle slung down by Ben Williams.
Brian Williams coming in like a B-52 on that play. And I'll tell you what, Ben Williams, number 64, making a nice play in the backfield. And Mr. Pringle has to be a pretty upset young man right now. He has 10 carries for about 39 yards. And he's going to subtract some more yards after that carry.
Ben Williams was an all Big Ten selection at the University of Minnesota. Second and long for the Stallions. Ham in trouble again, scrambling. Ham running the football, and he picks up the first down. Tracy Ham, in his 9th year, still has some get up and go in that body as he picks up 15.
Tracy Ham determined to get the first down on that play. He kind of sees the momentum slipping toward the Pirates side of the field. Decides he's going to take it upon himself to run upfield and pick up this first down. You see him running in the pocket there. No one to throw to. He's going to put it down and has that determined look on his face. He's going to dive forward and pick up the first down.
In college at Georgia Southern, Tracy Ham rushed for 1,000 yards as a quarterback. First down from the 36. Ham firing, and this is Mark Orlando, the rookie out of Towson State, up to the 50-yard line, 12-yard reception. And the story on Orlando is that he can catch BBs in the dark. He doesn't miss too many footballs.
BBs in the dark, that's pretty good. That's like catching a bullet with your teeth, isn't it?
Towson State's all-time leading receiver. I had a chance to call a game when Orlando played for Towson State when they played against Howard University, and I tell you, it was one of the best football games I've ever seen. Bison won it. The Howard Bison won it with 1 tick left on the clock. And a couple of guys that played in that game are in the NFL right now, in the CFL. Here's Pringle, met in the backfield. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it was Ben Williams again with the hit.
You know what, sometimes those big guys kind of want to showboat a little bit. That time, Ben Williams in the backfield actually takes his helmet off after the play so that the women can get a nice look at that face there. You're going to see Ben Williams fight through and make a nice tackle on Pringle in the backfield. You know, those big guys, they like to celebrate. They don't get much attention. They got to take it when they can get it.
No gain on the play, 2nd down and a long 10 yards from the 50. Fumble on the play. Tracy Ham dives on it at the 45. Looks like some problems with the snap.
You see Tracy Ham here in the shotgun formation. A real low snap forces Tracy Ham to try and pick up the football off the ground. Doesn't quite pick it up. Forces him into a punting situation.
So Josh Miller standing at the 30, and you got to respect him if you're a return man. Deep man at the 15, and here's Miller, and he gets off another beauty, sending Will Covington back to the 10. And Covington goes down at the 15. Good play by Grant Carter with the special teams tackle. 54-yard punt for Josh Miller. 8:45 left, 24-10. You guys, 24-10 the score with 8 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the 4th and final quarter of play from Shreveport, and the Pirates, they're trying to change their momentum. They've already gotten a 28-yard touchdown from Norman Bradford. They've gotten the ball now at their own 15-yard line, getting ready to go back on offense. And a score here, Darren, could make this game pretty interesting.
Yeah, this game could get very interesting, especially if the Pirates come down and get a quick touchdown. There's still 8 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Billy Joe Tolliver is back in the football game and actually throwing the ball pretty well right now.
Billy Joe Tolliver still in the ball game. He's showing that he's got some guts, playing with a dislocated finger on his throwing hand, on his pinky finger. Here's Bradford running the football, bounces it outside and turns it up. Norman Bradford gets close to the 25-yard line, picks up 7 yards on the play.
You know, that was exactly the same play that Norman Bradford scored that touchdown on. A little draw play out of the shotgun formation. Tolliver hands off the ball. That's a nice run on that play.
So far, 4 carries, 48 yards for Bradford. That'll make it 2nd down and short for the Pirates. And here's Martin Patton. Takes a lick and it keeps going. Martin Patton keeps his feet churning and gets up to the 30-yard line. He got nailed, but refused to go down. And when you're 6'1", 203, it takes something to bring a guy like that down, doesn't it, Darren?
Yeah, it takes a nice big hit there to bring him down. You see that nice, he gets that shoulder into it that time. Actually, Patton does pretty well on that play, takes that shoulder and actually struggles forward for an extra 3 or 4 yards.
That was Matt Goodwin delivering the hit, and he's not a small fellow himself. Underneath, complete, Curtis Mayfield at the 45. Pick up of 14 yards on the play.
Billy Joe Tolliver heating up that offense. That time he finds Curtis Mayfield over the middle for a nice gain. Curtis Mayfield, wasn't he a singer or something, a guitar player or something like that? That name sounds real familiar to me.
There's no question that Curtis Mayfield was a singer. You know, no question. Superfly. Now, you're supposed to know that a little bit more than me now. First down from the 45-yard line. Ooh, Patton with some pretty moves, and he gets up to midfield.
You know, you can tell the difference between a quarterback stutter step and a running back stutter step by watching this play. We saw earlier Tracy Ham trying to stutter step and actually getting knocked out of bounds. This time, Martin Patton with a nice, pretty inside move right there before he gets brought down for a nice gain.
Well, folks, you saw them in their work clothes a little while ago during our halftime segment. Carl Gramlich and Steve Charbonneau, the B-52 bomber pilots, and they're here with us now in shorts. I mean, kind of dressed down here.
Well, it's game time.
Enjoying a football game here.
He's getting pretty excited up here, too. You see him waving his fist in the air on that last play?
Wait a minute. You're officially members of the press right now, so no cheering in the press box. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No bias, you mean?
No bias.
Okay.
No. First down and 10 from midfield to the far side. The
Pirates!
Sorry. Will Covington. And I'm holding something that's very interesting in my hand right now. I don't know if our camera crew can take a look at it. It's well, actually, I'll let you guys tell me what I'm holding in my hand right now.
What that is a clip we hook into our internal bomb bay when we drop M117. They're a 750-pound bomb, and night one of the war, we were dropping those on the Iraqis, and that's a clip from that night.
And each bomb has a clip like that attached to it?
That's right.
What happens?
Bomb comes out of the bomb bay, and then the pin arms the bomb as it falls out. Okay. And that starts the whole process.
Now, from what I understand, as we get a better look at it, that's the pin there.
Yes, it is.
And from what I understand, during the war in Desert Storm, which you guys served in, the B-52s dropped more than a third of the bombs.
Yes, sir. We dropped a ton of bombs out there. We were low level the first few nights, and then they put us up high level when we had air supremacy. And the B-52s did a real important part during Desert Storm, bringing the...
First down and 10, and
I hate that.
At the 46-yard line, Billy Joe Tolliver. The night continues to be a rough one for him as he gets dropped by Robert Pressberry. And looking at the B-52 bomber when Ben Williams had a chance to go up in it, not a whole lot of space up in there, Steve. It seems like for a big guy like that, or maybe a big guy like Darren, you got to be careful where you move around.
Yeah, that big beast was definitely not made to ride comfortably. That was made to hold the bombs, and then they stuck a little hole up there to put our crew up there of 5. And Ben saw that yesterday, and we actually strapped him into a parachute, and he saw how tight it was.
Really?
I've got one question. Who's more important, the B-52 flyers or these fighter jet guys that escort you guys around?
I have to wholeheartedly say the fighter was made to make sure the B-52 makes it to target.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Second down and 13 from the 46. Tolliver swings it out. This is Bradford. Shy of the 35-yard line to the 36. Now, from what I understand, the B-52 started flying in the 50s, about 54. What's the difference between that plane and the one that's out there now, or is there a difference at all?
Oh, just technology has improved so much.
What kind of different technology?
B-2, the B-2 is stealth bomber. We're just so big and so slow compared to some of the newer bombers. But I'll tell you, it's still a proven aircraft, and it's the only one really right now that's actually gone into combat for the bombers. So we still are the #1 bomber, but we have the B-2 and the B-1 right now, very capable, and that's the future of the Air Force.
Now, when I think of a B-52, I think about something big and kind of slow. Now, how fast do these things actually go?
Well, we go what we call 390 knots, low level, but which is probably, with the altitudes we fly, we're going about 450 miles per hour.
Big third down situation for Shreveport. Third down and 4 from the 38, and we have a whistle on the play.
I think that might have been one of those plays where you get everybody lined up around the ball, and then you try to get somebody to jump off sides.
Well, guys, first of all, we'd like to say thank you very much for stopping by. And congratulations on the evening, and good luck in the future.
It's our pleasure.
Okay, our pleasure to be here.
No question.
Go Pirates.
They are still trailing 24-10.
Walker.
And we're back. Wayne Walker. Exciting the crowd, running this back for a touchdown.
You know what the biggest part about that play was Pulaski actually throwing a block on that play to keep the defensive man out of the backfield to allow Wayne Walker to score that touchdown. Wayne Walker showing some great speed on that play.
42-yard touchdown for Wayne Walker. And all of a sudden, we've got a football game. The extra point by Bjorn Nitmo on its way, and Nitmo drills it, and all of a sudden it's 24-17 with 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the ball game. And we're at the 3-minute warning, so we'll take a timeout and come back. Wrap this ball game up for you. Shreveport still in the mix, trailing 24-17.
Popping with favorable.
The CFL on ESPN2 has been brought to you by Pep Boys. For quality parts, accessories, and service, come to Pep Boys, America's automotive super center. The fans here at Independence Stadium have gotten on their feet. Their team has shown a little bit of life after all.
Yeah, you're going to see this. You see a nice block by Pulaski before he pitches the ball out to Wayne Walker. And Wayne Walker is just going to outrun everybody down the sideline, almost trips and falls over there, prances into the touchdown. A very nice offensive play call by the Pirates.
So they'll put it in the hands of the Shreveport defense, who's been playing well all evening despite the score. Bjorn Nitmo kicking away from the 35 and delivers a pretty good one. Robert Drummond starting 5 yards in his own end zone. Reverses his field. He's hemmed in and is finally tackled at the 10-yard line.
You know, with the score at 17-24, it kind of makes that single point that they had taken away early in the fourth quarter very important right now.
So the Stallions offense comes back onto the football field. They'll start from their own 11-yard line. What Tracy Ham needs right now is probably a nice long drive.
You know, he needs Mike Pringle to start gaining some yards here in the second half because he's been awfully quiet tonight.
First down and 10 from the 11. The play fake, Pringle, rather Drummond in the flats, and he gets to the 20-yard line. For Mike Pringle on the evening, he's rushed for 32 yards.
Anthony Shelton on the tackle.
Now, this is a man that averages 151 yards a game. That hamstring must be bothering him still a little bit, and this Pirate defense has played extremely well here, especially in the second half, shutting down the run.
That's Robert Drummond bending over. Pringle, 32 yards on 13 carries. 1 touchdown. And I don't necessarily think it was the hamstring that's prohibiting him from picking up a lot of yardage. It's more like the front four from Shreveport. One of those guys injured right now, Ray Savage.
They're looking over Ray Savage's, it looks like his calf muscle area right now. He may be cramping up here. It is pretty hot in town tonight, very humid. You'll see him trying to jump up and knock this pass down. Might have pulled a muscle trying to get that big body up in the air like that.
Ray Savage in his second season out of Virginia, and he walks off the field on his own.
He must be cramping up a little bit. It is awfully hot out there tonight.
Savage played outside linebacker in college for the Wahoos. Comes to the CFL, and they put him right smack dab on the D-line. Second down and short for Tracy Ham and the Stallions. 2:44 remaining in the ball game. Pringle. And he picks up the first down, running over that right side. between Nick Subis and John Earl.
Pringle, the ball carrier. Johnny Scott on the tackle.
Tackle made by Johnny Scott. Mike Pringle picks up the first down with 2 minutes and 24 seconds left in the football game. Don Matthews pacing the sidelines a little bit. Play fake. Short roll by Ham. He's in trouble. Scrambling. Ham takes it himself and picks up the first down.
And you know what? That's what's so dangerous about Tracy Ham. Everybody covered down the football field. He's flushing out of the pocket, going toward his right. Sees he has enough time to pick up the first down, and actually runs and picks up the first down. Tracy Ham is looking down the field right here. He wants to throw the football. Nice move there, and decides that, well, I'll pull it down the road with the football and pick up the first down. He's a great runner, over 6,000 yards in his career.
But more importantly, the clock continues to wind down. 1 minute 50 left. Pirates need a stop here if they plan on getting the football back. 1st and 10 from the 35. And Pringle met in the backfield and driven backwards. Mario Perry with the tackle.
The Pirate defense expecting the Stallions to try and run out the football. Blitz Mario Perry, and he meets Pringle in the backfield for a nice tackle and a nice loss on that play.
Mario Perry has been all over the football field this evening, folks. A member of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity, as you see it on his left bicep. And he has been a player that definitely has made an impact for this Shreveport defense. So a big 2nd down and 13 situation from the 33. Ham back to pass, ducks under, gets it off, complete inside Shreveport territory. Great play by Tracy Ham and a great catch by Chris Armstrong. Gain of 24.
Tracy Ham almost got sacked on that play. You're going to see Anthony Shelton go over his head. He ducks under Shelton and finds Armstrong over the middle. That's one more nail in the coffin right there.
That may do it for Baltimore this evening. They pick up the first down. Tracy Ham, all by himself, 298 yards in total offense. And he's got his team in good shape at the Shreveport 52-yard line and a first down. Mike Pringle picking his way straight ahead, gets close to the 40. It'll be about the 42-yard line. Perry again with the stop. 48 seconds remaining in the contest, so the story so far, when the Pirates defense finally needed that big stop, they've been unable to come up with it.
Tracy Ham has also contributed a great deal to this drive, running for a first down, ducking, leaping Anthony Shelton, and getting a pass off for another first down.
29 seconds, and they go straight ahead. Tracy Ham, and he picks up another first down, and that should be your ball game.
You know, Shreveport might have had the ball right now if Tracy Ham had not ducked under Anthony Shelton on that long pass play to Armstrong. Another great play. That just shows you what kind of athlete Tracy Ham is. He's able to duck under a tackler, look up the field while he's doing that, and throw the ball.
First down and 10 from the 39. 23 seconds remaining in the football game. And they're going to reset the game clock. 2 seconds elapsed. It should be at 25 seconds. So they're going to reset it. And it looks like they'll be putting 26 seconds on it. And they do. Clock starts winding down. 18 and counting. 10 remaining on the play clock. Tracy Ham snaps it, takes a knee, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds remaining. Don Matthews, he's a little pleased now as his team gets out of here with yet another win. It'll be their 10th win of the season. They were 14-7 last year under his guidance, and they got to the Grey Cup with Doug Flutie out of the mix probably for the remainder of the season with an elbow injury. The Grey Cup, it's up for grabs, although Calgary still with a very impressive record. They've got a young and unproven quarterback in Jeff Garcia. And the Baltimore Stallions have won their 10th game of the year. They beat Shreveport 24-17. We'll be back with Tracy Ham right after this. The Baltimore Stallions, the class team of the Southern Division, they pick up their 10th win of the season to go along with only 3 losses as they beat Shreveport 24-17 here at Independence Stadium. The star of this game, Baltimore quarterback Tracy Ham, who joins us right now. Tracy, Gus Johnson along with Darren Nelson, congratulations on the win, and we thought that you did a pretty good job keeping your team driving down the field the entire game.
Thank you, Gus. Darren, how y'all doing? We made some mistakes there, but I thought we kept our composure when they were coming back, and we were able to keep the ball with run the time off the clock. And in this league here, every team, anybody can be beaten on any given weekend, and so we're just fortunate to get out of here. We just try and continue getting better each week as we play.
I don't know if you can see it, but from where we sat today, the key play in this game happened with about a minute left. That's when you were rushed, ducked under Anthony Shelton, and completed the pass to Chris Armstrong.
Well, I thought Chris made a super read for me. Chris was originally supposed to go in the flat, no safety in the middle. He went to the middle. I was able to get up under one defender and able to get the ball on the field. But, Shreveport is an up-and-coming team. They got a real good group of guys up front that really put pressure on you. They're really good at stopping the run. So it's tough playing a team like this back-to-back, but, you want to get the first one, and then you have a chance to sweep both of them. So we're in good shape, and we're just trying to get steady and play consistent as the playoff come about.
Tracy, you've rushed for over 6,000 yards in your career and also thrown for close to 28,000 miles. Are there any set offensive plays where you actually get to run the football, or do you just kind of make that up as you go along?
Well, we have some set ones, but I try not to call them because every time we run a set call, it never works. So I've been better at moving around when the defense anticipated me throwing the ball downfield, and that gives me running lanes. And I think that takes some pressure off my guys up front. So I try not to call my play, but I try to keep the defense honest by making them rush in their lanes.
Well, Tracy, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations on yet another good game, and good luck down the future. I'm sure we'll be seeing you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Hello, Valerie and little Tracy. How y'all doing? Thank you very much.
Okay, Tracy Ham, the quarterback of the Baltimore Stallions. Our next game, Winnipeg and Calgary, next Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. The Baltimore Stallions win their 10th game of the season behind 298 yards in total offense from Tracy Ham, the quarterback, and they improved to 10-3, our final 24-17. For Darren Nelson and our entire crew here in Shreveport, I'm Gus Johnson saying so long to you, everybody. We'll see you next week in Calgary.